panic disorder, rage, severe depression. On top of all that, I'm stressing. Took a blind date to my therapy session and then tried to kill her. Her first impression was I'm groovy, I need a lumbotomy. But when I press play, trouble leaves up out of me. Fuck the real world and my fat ass stuck in. Cause in my music, hotties are fucking expression. Getting out all I wrote, depression, ripping out all your throat. And if my hearing was ever to go, mass murder would be inevitable.
Welcome to Maniacal Music Musings, where we challenge each other to listen to an album and pick our top 5 off of it.
That's right. And we even review every album sequentially. I don't know. That's the best I got.
I'm Jeremy Bryant.
I'm Chancy Grive.
And we are the Maniacal Music Musers. God help me. But
there's no one that can help us. We are beyond the pale.
There's a reason we're co-hosts. It's because we're fucking too similar in this way. Oh, hell yeah. But so, Chancy, our guest this week is Jes, the best looking bastard from Bracke Bastards.
I wouldn't go that far.
At least she's humble.
Unlike her husband, but
yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense as far as you got the extremes. You got one that's humble, one that's not. Speaking of which, what's up with him looking like Superhuman? Is that like his retarded half cousin or something?
What are you talking about?
That dude. I
don't know, but it's just funny.
I saw when he brought it up in the fucking group chat. I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I see it." Right as soon as he's like, "Why do people say it?" Yeah.
That one post that where the guy.
Yeah.
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 He swears up and down that was him.
Oh, dude, it looks just like him. I swear to God, it's like his Downsy little brother.
His Downsy little brother.
That's so horrible, say Chancy.
I don't fucking care. I've got special people in my family. They laugh. They laugh every time I make a joke, and I never make a joke at their expense. I make jokes about other people to them.
Well, speaking of Downsy, there he is.
Welcome, Downsy King.
He's a dancing monkey. But yeah, so Jes, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Hey, tell him what you think about Lullaby.
Oh yeah. Since he's back. I mean, it was actually not bad. However, when it stopped playing, We Up came on with DMX. And then again, like it was so before, the feature is why I liked it rather than the Webby. I just wanted to see the look on his face. Just when you thought that I was going to be like, no.
See, you just don't appreciate good music.
That's probably the most disgusting thing you've ever said to me. I actually like good music, like Frederick fucking Chopin and Tchaikovsky.
Okay. You don't like rap music. You don't like good
I like rap music just fine.
You don't like good rap music.
I don't like Chris Webby.
He put up Biggie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Biggie's trash.
I think Harvey's rolled over his future grave.
His future.
He dug it, got in, rolled around, fuck it, and got out.
Harvey's listeners would be like, "What the fuck, guys?" But all right, back on track because some of us have to go to work tomorrow.
I have to work tomorrow. What's this bullshit?
You gotta work tomorrow like a fucking 10 in the morning, dude. Come on.
So?
He doesn't fucking wake up till noon. How in the hell?
That's not true. I wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Because I work at 10:30. Like 30 feet from my bed.
So he puts his dick on the desk from the bed, and then he checks into work, and he says, "I'm here," waves it around a little bit, and then he sleeps for another 20 minutes.
Nah, that's usually at the end of the day because there's a lot less time at the end of the day. It's usually pretty busy for the most part.
All right, well,
you just talk on the phone all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's a phone-related job.
Jeremy sitting around driving a fucking van delivering God knows what to people.
You have no idea what I do, apparently. Still, but
all I know is that it involves bread.
That's all I need to know.
All right, how about you walk away so your wife can be on the show and actually get spotlight? Yeah, you can't hide it behind her. You're not.
Not like too tired.
Shanna!
What up, cutie?
Kids?
But
Who the fuck are you talking to?
I mean, technically,
okay, you are a kid to most of us, Q.
You right.
Now go play. Now go play with your toys.
I was gonna say, go get your Tonka trucks.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna do that.
I figured he would have grabbed me and pulled me away.
I don't know. He did something to your back.
Yeah, he was jerking off to himself.
No, actually, I was looking at you in the camera there, and I was jerking off to your face, and your shirt is a little wet.
Oh, okay.
But while he was looking at me and Chancy as well, just saying.
Yes. You know.
I looked
What's
you
up,
in the
Freddie?
eyes and finished, guys.
Headmaster in the house. Hey, Freddie, go tell Q to go away.
Go tell
He's
you to go away.
He's on his way over. All right, so Jess, how you doing tonight now that all the foolishness has left the area?
I'd be better if I was in bed.
I'm sure Q would too, but moving on.
I'm tired.
Sir Chancellor, are you ready for this?
Oh, I've been ready.
Ooh, buddy. All right, so as normal in this show, we start with the guest album. So, Jess, what album did you bring us and why did you want to bring it?
I did Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. And, well, because I like most of the songs on that.
It's a good song. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely an album. I've been, like Chancy said to me earlier in our private chat, it brought back some junior high memories. But
For sure. Yeah.
fuck it, I mean, I've been listening to this album for 20 years at least. So, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the two Linkin Park.
It was my favorite.
Oh God, no, Meteor is much better. But
No, I disagree,
Of
but
all
that's
three of the albums, I feel like mine was the best album. Just saying.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
all right. I mean, I don't mind.
yeah, I mean, with my album this week, I can't really say
I
that.
actually thought Jeremy's was the best, to be honest. Like, I loved Linkin Park and I loved, Hybrid Theory. It's my favorite album by Linkin Park. It's really the only one I enjoyed. But
Like good music.
Savage Garden took me back to, like I said, when I was younger, and just singing it in choir and stuff of that nature.
You sang Savage Garden in choir.
I was in choir for 10 years. Yeah, I sang a lot of stuff.
I was a choir kid too.
But you sang Savage Garden? Don't choirs usually sing like public domain songs?
No.
I sing all kinds of songs.
525,600 minutes.
Special boy he be. All right. Well, Jess, why don't you give us your top 5 off your album first?
In the End, Crawling, Points of Authority, Runaway, and Paper Cut.
You and I had like 3.
Like 2 or 3. I can't. You said them so fast I couldn't remember. Shit. Oh, that's Jamie.
Tell Q, shh.
Jamie, you're just gonna rile him up again. He's like a kid or a dog. You just gotta ignore him. But Chancy, what were your top 5 for the Hybrid Theory?
Number 5 for me was Paper Cut. It was a great song. It is. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna vote on yes, Jamie.
You're the only strange person whose profile doesn't come up when they comment.
I know, right?
No, it's not me.
But Paper Cut was a good start for that song or that album. I mean, number 4 for me was Crawling. It's probably the only mainstream one on there. I didn't have In the End on my list because radio burnt that out. Like, it's a great song. I'm not taking away from it. I enjoy it. I actually loved it when it was out. like when the CD was out before they blew up and they burnt out, like Crawling and In the End, and then yeah. But anyway, number 3 for me was Points of Authority. Number 2 was A Place for My Head, and my favorite song off the album was Cure for the Itch. I love that DJ part. There was just nothing but the DJ. That was fucking. I thought that was really cool to throw in on the album, like, you know, most of the way through, like a little intermission. But that's my 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, your top 5 are somewhat close to mine. Somewhat. I did have 2 honorable mentions, and they, of course, are Runaway and Cure for the Itch, because as you'll see in a few weeks, Chancy, Cure for the Itch is got turned into a Dark Half song.
A what?
Dark Half.
Oh, Dark Half. Sorry, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you properly.
Yeah, I mean,
that just sounds like they have fucking crabs.
Shut up, Quentin.
but I mean, freaking. I said for years that fucking Cure for the Itch should be made into a rap song, and someone should use it as a beat, and then damn, Dark Half did it like a decade later. So, God, love it.
I'm interested to see what it sounds like. I mean,
yeah, well, hopefully you can get through it unlike Scum.
Yeah, hopefully.
I would surprise me with your sense of humor.
I'm sorry, man.
You tell him that even if you like it, tell him that you couldn't do it because, well, it's Jeremy's pick.
I went through. I think the main reason is because I went into listening to Scum when I was sick. Like,
yeah, probably.
No.
I mean, normally I would.
Made you sick.
No, I was already sick ahead of time. I thought it was Q's pick that made me sick, but when it just kept getting worse, I was like, oh my. No, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. It's fine. We can move on.
So my number 5 was, of course, Pushing Me Away. My number 4 was Crawling, because that is an amazing song. Even though my cousin always said that he pretty much said every song on that CD has to do with heroin, but he said that about a lot of music, and I think it's just because he was a heroin addict. But I think Crawling is a little bit about being a heroin addict, but not sure. Still debating that one.
Every now and then you see Jesus in the toast, bro.
Number 3 was With You, because I can relate to that song so much, and that's been a breakup song so many fucking times for me. So With You is definitely number 3. Number 2 is One Step Closer, because I love the way it opens, and I love the fucking music video for it. Which I gotta say, Linkin Park, the guy who made them a band, was amazing at marketing, because he did music videos for like every fucking song on the first 2 CDs. Like, there are so many music videos out there for those first 2 CDs, like compared to when they stopped dealing with him and like made their own music like 5-6 years later. And of course, number 1 is In the End. I mean, it won the 90s, the 2000s bracket on Bracke Bastards for a reason, because it was everybody's choice. So, well, there should have been other songs in that finals, but we'll save that for Bracke Bastards. But that's my top 5 anyway. Chancy, what did you bring to the table this week, sir?
I brought Van Halen's Van Halen.
First album.
Yep. I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to pick something nice for Jess, since she was nice enough not to give us something horrible to listen to.
Like
I was about to do with the Spice Girls.
Right. I mean, if you'd have came at me with Spice Girls, I'd have came at me with a little something. I don't know. I'd have found something that would have had some weird underlying fucked uppery in its tone.
Hey, I can fuck with Spice Girls.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could too, but I mean, I'd still have to I'd have to find something and give it back in kind. It's just, I mean, Eddie Van Halen is a prolific, he was, I'm sorry, rest in peace. He was a prolific guitar player. It is, yes, that is the one. It has Jamie's crying on it.
We'll get to that in a minute, Jamie. Trust me, I got something to say about that.
Of course you do. I just can't, like, honestly, it was one of those things where there's times in my life where I heard pieces of music that changed me. Like, I used to just listen only to classical music for the first, like, 5 to 7 years of my life, up until around 5, when I first heard heavy metal. And the first heavy metal song I ever heard was Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath. My mom dropped me off at her sister's house for her to babysit me. And she had this massive stereo. And if anybody hasn't heard Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath, it starts off with a rain. It sounds like it's raining. And then all of a sudden it plays what's referred to as the Devil's Trio of notes. It's just do, do, do. Which was, I mean, it's an interesting series of notes. And then it hits just as a power chord. It just fucking reaches inside you, and it's like disturbing on levels. And then the second thing that I noticed that caught my attention and changed me musically was hearing Eddie Van Halen play the guitar. Because I had heard Jimi Hendrix, and that was that was very prolific for me as well. But, with Jimmy having been dead by the time I came around, and everything of that nature, like, I couldn't see all these other, sideshow people out there, like Michelangelo Beto with the double leg guitar, who he plays like 2 guitars with both hands. It's a sideshow. But Eddie Van Halen was the closest thing that ever sounded like a sideshow that had structure and form. It's just, you don't understand how this man makes a single instrument sound so different. Like Tom Morello. Like Eddie Van Halen and Tom Morello are the 2 guys that made me question what a person could do with a guitar. But that's why I chose this album.
Jeff Jarrett should be in that list too, just saying. But
fuck Jeff Jarrett. I hope Ric Flair kicks. Oh wait, yeah, I hope Ric Flair kicks his fucking ass.
And apparently Jamie agrees with you, Chancy.
Yeah.
But Jess, what did you think of Chancy's album?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna get shit for this. I will admit he is a very good musician. I will not.
Why would you get shit for that?
But I am not a fan of any of his music. Like, he plays good solos and stuff, but I'm not. It's not something that I'd be like, oh, let's listen to Van Halen type person.
I think Chancy has broke a brain circuit.
Not gonna lie, I did struggle trying to figure out which songs that I actually liked. I did listen to the whole album for the most part. I'd have my mom help me because she's a Van Halen fan. I am not. Not gonna lie.
Chancy's like, I'm out here. Bye. Fuck you.
I fucking slammed my pad down.
Like I said, I'm probably gonna get shit for this.
I don't even. What the fuck? Like, I tried to be nice.
So the songs that I picked was Little Dreamer, Running with the Devil, which Running with the Devil actually I liked. You Really Got Me, On Fire, and Feel Your Love Tonight.
You literally matched my top 5 except for one.
That's funny.
All right. I'll go next, I guess, and Chancey, you can give your top 5 last since we know you love it. I always loved Van Halen when I heard him on the radio. I just never actually took the time to listen to any of his CDs because there's a lot of bands from the 70s and 80s that I never freaking listened to CDs of actually by like when they come on the radio. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's that generation rift. It was only the few that my dad was into or my mom was into that fucking I actually would listen to full CDs of because I had no choice. But we'll get into
Right.
that in a minute. We'll get into that when we get to my CD. But what the fuck school you guys going to that does like fucking Van Halen in band and fucking Savage Garden and
fucking
choir?
good school.
Apparently, I was in band. All we played was fucking marching shit and Christmas shit.
That's part of what got me into playing guitar. Was when I was a kid, there was a guy in the band for the school band who played guitar. And then I grew up around people that played guitar. And I actually own a guitar that was built by hand by a friend of the family. And it's the best guitar I've ever seen. Like, it's disturbing. Like, I've let people who play in bands in front of lots of people who have massive amounts of skill play that guitar, and it's so sensitive that it's brutally unforgiving. Like, if you don't hit the note proper, it sounds like an off note.
Yeah, Pella, award-winning marching concert band stuff. I mean, I guess when you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, nothing else to do, then sure. But so I did enjoy the album because it's Van Halen. I love Van Halen. I always have, and some of my favorite songs were on this album as well. So number 5, I went with On Fire, which I never actually heard that song till today, but it's got a banging ass guitar riff in it. So I love that guitar riff.
Who'd have thunk it?
Number 4 is Feel Your Love Tonight, because that song I've heard before, but it's always good when it comes on. Number 3, which I didn't know they sang this even, I just knew it was a song that existed. And of course, it made me think of someone in our group, because number 3 is Jamie's Crying, which I was laughing the whole time. Every time they said it, I was like, oh, Jamie, yeah.
1 second, Jeremy. You said something about how you didn't know about that song. You heard that song without even knowing you heard that song. You want to know how? Wild Thing by Tone Loc. He samples that riff for Jamie's Crying. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Bow.
Yeah, I know both songs, but I never would have put together that he stole the riff from that.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't a sample. He just stole a riff, but
No, it's a sample. He sampled the sound for his song. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I love a good sample. It's got to be a good sample, though.
I mean, I think I just only heard Jamie's Crying like a few times in my life. Like, it's not a song they play on the radio often.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, out here they play it a lot more frequently than probably out there, I imagine.
Probably, but then again, I haven't listened to the radio in fucking 15 years, so.
Also valid. I don't listen to it that often, but I still catch myself with it every now and then.
Number 2 was another one where I didn't know Van Halen sang it, but I always loved the song, and it's You Really Got Me, which I always thought that was done by like a fucking doo-wop group from like the 70s or 60s or something. I didn't realize it was Van Halen.
No, it was actually, yep, you're correct, but it's not a doo-wop group. It was a...
Or like a Beatles type group, I thought, maybe.
Kinda, but it's more like it would be closer to the Beatles than it would be doo-wop, but it wasn't the Beatles. But the Van Halen covered that. Yeah, Van Halen covered that song from like the 50s or the 60s. That is correct.
I was gonna say I didn't think they could have originally done that song. Like, I feel like it was older than that, but
yep, it was. And out here, it's funny because out here they play Eruption immediately followed by You Really Got Me every time without fail. They don't ever just simply play You Really Got Me. It's always they play Eruption and then it goes straight into You Really Got Me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I heard Eruption, you know what came to my mind right away. Oh, come on, Jess. I'm sure Q would say the same thing.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Jeremy. I had a whole separate thing in my head.
Your Eruption.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking
volcano
children.
comes to his mind.
Well, it's a type of volcano.
Now, if you were to ask me what I thought about when you said in the end, that'd be like something you don't let me in.
Bah.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. That's why I didn't ask you. But and of course, number one obvious choice is "Running with the Devil" because I knew that was Van Halen. I've known that song for decades, and that's a fucking amazing song. Always is, and it's always been like a kind of theme song of mine for when I was in high school. Used to blast that in my car on my fucking mix CD, delling shit off LimeWire and FrostWire. Going back to the old school ways.
LimeWire, old school. What are you talking about? I'm from the Napster era before Lars had a fucking hissy fit.
I used Napster too for like a couple months before it got shut down. But
I had it for a few years, yeah. And then like
downloading shit on AOL dial-up is impossible, so I didn't have it until we got MSN.
Oh yeah. See, out here we didn't have that. We didn't have like for AOL. We had other shit. So there's that.
Apparently, Jamie's telling Q to get that in the end part. That make you stick your finger in your mouth, Chancy, like you want to gag yourself?
Give myself the mandible claw so I pass the fuck out.
Well, if Q is giving it to you in the end, I imagine you would want to. But speaking of Chancy, give us your top fives.
Yeah. Honestly, so like for me, my top five is pretty. It's not too off from what everybody else has, but like my number one is way off from everybody else. Number five is "You Really Got Me." I mean, I put it on the list because of it being a good song in general, but I don't care much for their cover of it. Jamie's Crying is my number four because I just enjoy the song.
And you've made Jamie cry, I'm sure.
No, I don't think I have actually.
Jamie, can you agree with that or what?
I ain't never made her cry, goddammit.
It could have been tears of joy, buddy. You make her laugh constantly.
Joy.
You make her laugh constantly.
I mean, I guess maybe. My number three is "Ain't Talking About Love." See, I'm a nice guy.
When you want to be.
No, in general, like you got to earn it. You got to earn it from me.
What the I'm guessing that's an inside joke, Chancy.
Duh. Number two for me is "Running with the Devil." I just every time I hear it nowadays, I go think back to like Little Nicky, and it's just Rodney Dangerfield is fucking dad, fucking here's like his grandpa. I mean, that's fucking. I love Rodney Dangerfield. He's my fucking favorite, man. My favorite joke of his is fucking. I get no respect. Caught my wife in bed with another man. I said, "Hey, who said you could fuck my wife?" He said, "Everybody."
Did you guys hear Quentin in the background?
I did not.
Unfortunately, I did.
Smith did.
He almost what now?
He said Will Smith did.
Bah. That's funny. Bah. My number one for Van Halen is "Eruption."
Gross.
Shut the fuck up, you. Ain't nobody care about your fucking opinion. Ain't nobody give a fuck about your opinion. Keep your opinion inside of your asshole. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was gonna say your number one would be "Eruption."
Fuck yeah, it's "Eruption." I can't even hear him back there. Fucking stay off yonder. You can talk about it the next time you're on the show. Fuck off. All due respect.
I don't know. Fuck the respect.
No, you gotta maintain respect. Respect is a very important thing. I mean, hands down, "Eruption's gonna be my number one. A, I play guitar, and B, how do you not fucking hear that and go, "Oh, that's the best song on the fucking album"? Hands down. It's the best song on the album.
I disagree.
Same.
I don't know. I don't know who he can agree with you or I don't care. But all I'm saying is that fucking if you can't listen to that and understand what it really is, that thing stemmed off what you're listening to. You can go back and find it on YouTube and shit. But it stems from like over a 10-minute long solo, which I wish they would have just taped all of it. But that might be, I guess I could also be my bias for it being the best song on the album is because I know every piece of it, like what it was, what it turned into, the difficulty it takes to actually play it. I mean, it ain't like it's Hot for Teacher. That's not too hard to play. I can play Hot for Teacher.
I'm sure you did.
But I can't play Eruption. I haven't done it yet.
Practice makes perfect.
Actually, it makes it better. You can never be perfect.
Shut up, Q.
Oh, Chancy's pussy stopped by.
Yep, that's my Luna.
Capital.
Yeah, let's put that in the camera. So
I don't
know. Want to see.
Yeah, she's like that. She trashy.
All right, so that concludes Sir Chance-a-Lot's album.
Yeah.
Which, thank God, you finally gave a good one besides fucking blues and shit, and besides fucking Obsin, but
that's a great album. I don't understand why you'd be like, oh, Meshuggah's not good. Meshuggah's fucking awesome.
Well,
Blood
one
is an amazing song.
One, it's called Meshuggah, and two, no, it's no, and no. But my album I chose was Savage Garden's album, Savage Garden, their premiere album, and out of the two albums they actually released in the early 2000s, I think it was. Like, it was the only good one.
Yeah, it was either the early 2000s or
late 90s, maybe, for the first one. But the funniest thing is, I seen these two like performing videos and on MTV back in the day and everything else. I never could figure out it was two guys until I actually looked it up one day to see what their names were.
Oh yeah.
Like, I thought it was like a guy and a girl couple.
Oh yeah.
Like, because the one guy sings like a girl, kind of, and he looked like a girl in some of the shit I saw him in, but his hair like had very pixie cut type thing. But
I'll
They're
have
Australian, so what do you expect?
Right.
I expect fucking motherfucking crocodile hunter Steve Irwin.
Yeah, Steve Irwin.
And he gets killed by his stingray.
I'm the kind of person who endorses a deep commitment. Getting coffee, getting perfect is what I live for. But I look and then I smell a perfume. It's like I'm down on the floor and I don't know what I'm in for. Conversation is a time and place in the interaction of a lover.
That reminds me, Q. I bought you a ticket to go swim stingrays.
Nah.
But I chose this album because my mother used to blast this album in the car, driving us to basketball practice and everything else. And she would blast this. This is right beginning of her divorce, so she would blast this fucking album. And then years later, a couple years ago actually, my brother, my mom, and myself were in the car going to dinner somewhere, and one of those songs randomly came on my freaking library, and I was like, and Josh was like, "Oh God, Mom used to blast this in the car," and my mom was like, "Oh, I can remember fucking Tony in the Bushes to this song," which Tony's the name of the guy, one of the guys she cheated my dad with, so.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So I try to overlook that fact when I listen to the CD because I actually have been listening to the CD every once in a while lately because it's just, I don't know, it hits right at certain times. But
it's such a good album.
It is. I mean,
for real.
But you'll be happy to know when I get to my top 5, I will not be pulling a Jeremy on this one, Chancy.
Okay.
Even though you've done it a few times now.
Yep.
I mean,
I didn't do it this time, but
I know you didn't yet, but you will love pulling a Jeremy. So, Jess, what did you think of this album?
I actually like this album. I kind of grew up on Savage Gardens.
I figured either you grew up on it or you never heard of it. I knew it was one of the two, but
No, I've definitely heard of them. I know quite a bit of their songs.
I remember their songs, but I did not know the name of the band until years and years and years later when I finally like saw it on something. I was like, oh. But
And
Chancy, let's hear your love for the CD because I know you
dude, I fucking honestly, this one out of this week, honestly, your album's my favorite album of the week. I mean, I was in like junior high, and actually, no, depending on when it came out, I might have been in high school, man.
Came out in 97.
97, so I was in junior high. Yep, for sure.
I was gonna say you ain't that old, you fucker.
Well, you know, goddamn it, I don't know. I was in high school when fucking Linkin Park came out. I know that. Oh, sweet baby. I said, wee baby. Welcome to the show. Did you get your permission from your mom and dad to come and play on the boys? Aye. Fuck.
97, I was in 5th grade, but I doubt my mom was listening to it then.
Christ.
I'll be 29 in 2 weeks.
Jesus fucking Christ.
They're still kids. They're still kids.
Fucking wee lass.
29. Jesus.
I remember, dude, I used to sing this album, most of the songs, all the fucking time. All the time. Especially, dude, bitches love Truly Madly Deeply. Shit.
Oh, it's been on my SEX list for years, man. Come on.
And like I Want You, dude. I used to know that whole song word for word, especially the ridiculously fast parts that sometimes you can't hear what the motherfucker says. I looked up the lyrics online just so I could fucking memorize them and follow.
You mean like a sip of cherry cola? Like I didn't know that's what they were saying for a long time.
Yeah. Sip of cherry cola.
And you can't even fucking say it still.
I'm fucked up. What do you want from me?
Sober.
You don't ever want to meet me sober. No. Holy shit. What's up?
What's going on?
What's up, Jeff? I was like, I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, no. Dude, this album, I cannot sing enough praises for this album. We're doing pretty awesome, Jeff. Thanks for fucking coming in, man. I honestly, when we get to my top 5, I was pleasantly surprised with a new song that I hadn't heard, but obnoxiously enjoyed, like more than I should have. Like it was one of them things where like, ooh, fuck yeah, man. I was singing it at my desk. Like I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Vio's like, what the hell's happening to you?
He's used to my shit, dude. If he hears me fucking, he just tones it out.
I'm sure. Living with you, I would have to too, but maybe. I don't know. I've had crazier roommates, but
I can imagine.
We will let our guest do her top 5 first for this one.
Yes.
So I picked I Want You, Truly Madly Deeply, Tears of Pearl, Break Me, Shake Me, and All Around Me.
Well, I mean, we know Q's all around you, but we know he doesn't break you and shake you.
But
hey, what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors.
Oh, speaking of the devil.
Hey, what's up, Q? Fucking finally found a way you could fucking bother us without being over her shoulder. Fucker.
Just the way he bothered her originally through the internet.
Right. Probably. You never know.
Not sure what the Bel Air house is, bro, but
that's cool, man.
Q, you can keep wishing that, but it's not going to come true just because you keep wishing it.
Well, I mean, he technically is behind me. He's sitting on the couch right behind me.
I mean, as a technicality, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I thought he was going a different direction with it, like he always tries to. But and of course, your top 5 matched a lot of mine, but I do have honorable mentions as well because I couldn't just pick 5 off the CD. No way in hell. But Chancy, I'm dying to hear what song you heard for the first time that had you going like a fanboy.
Break Me, Shake Me.
I thought you knew about that song. Okay.
No, I hadn't. See, so like I hadn't actually bought the album or heard the whole album with this album. I had only heard like, Truly Madly Deeply and I Want You for the most part. And it was like I really enjoyed it, and I never thought about it to save it onto my list because, like, when I was doing that, that's what I did. I went through and saved it to my like list, so I have a giant random list on my YouTube music that's just fucking obnoxious. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, Break Me, Shake Me was definitely a sleeper. It was a dark horse. I wasn't ready for it, but pleasantly pleased with it.
Oh, that's what girls said to me before, but
Well, sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then.
Or on a cat's ass in your house.
Every day on a cat's house. Every day for a cat in my house, dude. Fucking.
So, of course, honorable mentions had to be Truly Madly Deeply, which was originally my top 5, but
Deepy.
Deeply. Some DP, some dope penetration. You gotta have that.
Shit.
You truly madly gotta have that, but I mean, I know I madly gotta have that, but Truly Madly Deeply was on my honorable mentions because it was in my top 5 for a minute, but then another song kind of kicked it off. Cause I actually had to go through like each song and play the beginning multiple times to like put it all in my head before I could figure this shit out. I actually sit there in my car for like 10 minutes doing this, and Violet was on my honorable mentions too because I love the way that one starts with the knock on the door and then everything else, like the beat starting. It's like good song. Number 5 is of course I Want You because classic.
Right.
The first 3 songs on the CD are just fucking bangers. Like you can't skip it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Number 4 was Break Me, Shake Me because I always have loved that song. It's so like, I don't know. A lot of these songs, like, I actually went to a couple clubs where they were playing like this music, like in the 2006, 7, I want to say, when I was in college. Like, we went to a couple clubs and they were playing this music, and I got drunk off my ass dancing to this music. And so number 3 is Tears of Pearls because that song's fucking incredible. And some of these songs I just get like the beats give me like TV show vibes. I don't know why.
I can see that. I can understand what you're saying there. Number
2, of course, is To the Moon and Back because that song is just classic. Like, I've been hearing that song for 25 years and I fucking love that song. And number 1 is Carry On Dancing. I don't know. It just, it reminds me of like going to a club in Europe. Like, that's the only thing I can compare it to. Like that background beat.
Right on.
Hey, Jeff, you realize this isn't one of my paranormal shows, right? That was last night, buddy, and I'll be doing it again tomorrow night. But yeah, that was my top 5. So, I mean, this CD is just classic. Every time I put on different artists I was thinking about for Jes, somehow I always just like Savage Garden. Yeah, Savage Garden. But I had to go to Savage Garden for Jes because honestly, I didn't think of who else I could bring it on. I mean, future guests, who the hell knows who we're gonna have? But I mean,
a good album.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give you something that wouldn't disturb you. I got no problem doing that to your husband, but I try not to disturb you too much. So, and Q's probably like, "Fuck you," but all right. Well, that is actually one of our shortest episodes. But
what are you talking about? I haven't gave my top 5 yet.
Oh shit! I thought you did that.
No.
Sorry, the wife distracted me. I thought you gave your top 5.
No.
And you get. Oh, you said when you said Break Me, Shake Me. I thought that like after that you gave your top 5 when I was talking to the wife.
No.
Well, sorry, Chancy motherfucking fancy. Give me top
Jesus,
5.
man. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on here? Tears of Pearls is actually on my honorable mention list. It was really good. Number 5 for me was Violet.
It is a damn good song.
It's really good, yes. Number 4 was 1,000 Words.
Yeah.
3.
I almost put that one on my list.
See, 1,000 Words too slow. Like I can't do their slower
You
stuff.
know.
It just their slower stuff is just like.
Man,
I like it, but like I have to be in a certain mood for that shit, like heartbreak mode.
Well,
But
to each their own.
continue though, Seth.
Number 3 was Break Me, Shake Me. And then number 2 is Truly, Madly, Deeply, and number 1 is I Want You. I mean, it's just that it's fucking classic, if you ask me.
See, my whole disillusion of this CD got ruined when I realized they weren't a couple singing.
What?
They were two guys. Like
That's crazy.
I thought they were like a couple or something that like started writing music together and like singing together. Hey there, what you call him earlier?
Who, me?
What you call him? No, what you call Q earlier?
Dumbass.
No, he had a better name.
Quentin.
No, that's a horrible name.
Are you talking to me or Chancy?
Chancy.
I don't know. What did I call him? I don't remember. I fucked up. What do you want from me?
No, the fucking rename you called him.
You know, Chancy,
Oh, fuck.
I'd love to see things from your point of view, but
Superhuman.
my ass.
I'm sorry. What was that, Q? I was saying something fucking prolific. I don't know what the fuck was dribbling out of your mouth there. What was that again?
I said I would like to see things from your point of view, but I can't get my own head that far up my ass.
Very good. I'm glad you got it the second time around. Someone get him a glass of juice and a cookie. He might pass out.
This is what it's like. Just so people know what it's like living with a man child. But
he does though. I mean, he does look like Superhuman. He does. It's like his Downsy little brother. I'm telling you.
Downsy, that's the name I was trying to think of.
Yeah, Downsy. Robert Downsy Jr.
At least he's good looking.
I mean, that's your opinion. I was gonna say that's your opinion. Fucking
I mean, I've seen better looking gorillas at the zoo, but that's just me. I mean, I don't know. Oh my God! Speaking of which, did I ever tell you the story about the time we went to a zoo and the monkey's playing with itself? I think we were in group chat at that point already.
I do not recall.
Actually, that was last summer, but nah.
Yeah.
So
I
basically,
been there at that time.
Short story. We walked by one of the monkey cages, and the monkey's playing with itself with his legs wide open, and my father-in-law was like, "You're really gonna do that in front of everybody?" So the monkey closes his legs and stops doing it. I said to him, "It's okay." I said to him, "It's okay, buddy. We all do it from time to time." So he opened his legs, started doing it again.
That's fucking hilarious.
Smartest fucking monkey ever. And my daughter asked me the other day when we were driving home, she's like, "Can we go to the zoo again where the monkey was touching his bad area?" But yeah, calling Q a gorilla made me think of that. But
that's funny.
So we thank Jes for coming on this week 100%. We had 3 good albums. It's funny because we've gone through 3 rocks of pure genre now. We went from metal to rap to pop.
Yep.
And now next week we get to go back to our demented selves because we are joined by a third somewhat demented guest who we both love dearly. We finished with the bastards, folks, but we still have a honorary bastard who has to come on. So it's the awkward bastard herself, Shauna Lindemann.
Oh.
So Chancy, do you know what CD you're bringing to the table next week?
I do.
What hell are you bringeth upon us?
I'm gonna have to actually send this stuff to you guys
Obviously.
because I want to make sure that it is the right version. I'm going to set up Dog Fashion Disco's Committed to a Brighter Future, or Bright Future, I'm sorry.
Ooh, another DFD album.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my more favorite albums.
You have to give it to Harvey too, so he can listen to it, because since he likes DFD so much now.
Yeah? Oh yeah, for sure. He probably already heard it. So the reason I'm talking about it this specific way I'm talking about it, and I'm sending you, okay, so it's gonna be kind of rough on your end. The link is gonna be a YouTube link that's the whole album.
I'm sure I can find it on Spotify. They seem to have every album they ever put out.
That's the problem. You're not going to find the one I'm talking about. They remastered it not too long ago, and I am not sending that one.
Oh, you want
This
the
is
original?
the old one. Yep, because there's sounds that are not the same. Now, if you want, you can listen to the remastered album. If you can't find whatever it is or what have you, you can do that. But because I mean, the remastered album, if I'm not mistaken, it's a black and like low tan copper color, or it's but the one I'm talking about is like green with a bathroom scene.
But the album I'm bringing is actually something I wanted to bring on the show for a while. I just need the right person to bring it to. And I almost did it for Jamie, but I changed my mind. But this time, for Shanna, I'll bring it since she had to try to compare it to another singer on my birthday bracket.
Yep.
I am bringing Lordi's, and that's Lordi, not Lord.
Lordi.
Yes.
Okay, I know the band. Yeah.
I'm bringing the CD that got me into them, a Rockalypse.
Rockalypse, Rockkalypse.
Yay, you could spell. Wait a minute, what's the name of the CD? Oh, Commit to a... Oh, yeah, they only have the 2019 version.
Yep, told you. I found a thing on YouTube that actually has the old, like the entire start to finish old version, or like the original release, I would say is a better term for it.
Okay, but you see, Chancy, this CD is part of the reason that Q thought my CD was yours. When one of the songs is called Rapist Dies.
That's a good fucking song. Don't fucking talk shit until you listen to the motherfucker, all right?
Oh, I'm sure I'll love it, because, you know, that's one of my favorite topics for people to sing about is that word. But
I just love, like, it's like, oh, dude, next week is going to be ridiculous because, like, I'll be fawning over this fucking Alec. I don't even know how I'm going to come up with 5. I really don't.
But yeah, so that was the 2 albums we're bringing next week, and we're not sure which. We will be back next week with our final technical bastard before we move on to other podcasters and other rappers and stuff. So, Jess, thank you for coming on, of course.
You're welcome.
We saved the best looking bastard for last. Best looking official bastard for last. I'll put it that way, just so not insulting Shanna. And no, Q, it's not you. So
He's upstairs. He can't hear you.
Oh, he'll listen to the recording, I'm sure. I doubt it, but we'll see. But thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.